What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Chasing Larger Sports Stories podcast. We have an eventful filled podcast for you guys today. We finally have the full crew here because we finally have the man, the myth, the legend, Josh Neitz down here at the bottom. How are you, Josh?
I'm doing good. As you can tell, I have no desk yet. So I'm on the right now.
He's got to work on that, guys. Don't worry. It's a work in progress. Okay. We're all trying to grind to make sure we get the best situation possible for each other. Chase, how are you today?
I'm good. And anybody that has any sisters, this man right down here is an eligible bachelor. So make sure you give him a call.
He's like,
Wow.
All right, let's move into this. Let's get into the first topic of today. So the Deshaun Watson case, so far, there has not been a ruling yet as to what his suspension may be. There is no clear indication yet of what it will be because every single outlet seems to have a different answer to everything. But some news that did come out just recently is that Deshaun Watson is planning to and has a plan in place to sue the NFL if the NFL's punishment of a 1-year suspension goes through and is ordered by the judge. So very interesting take here. And Chase, we'll start with you since it's your quarterback. One, do you think that this is a good move? And do you think that there's any merit to him actually being able to sue the NFL?
Yeah, I think that there is, because I think that, he's got a very big chance of winning his appeal if he appeals the suspension, and a very good chance of winning the lawsuit, because you guys got there. They've got guys like Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, Dan Schneider that have not gotten any punishment whatsoever, or no suspension or anything like that, when it comes to, them. And I can see his side of things. If they're not getting punished, why should he? For pretty much doing the same thing. Like Robert Kraft had a brothel going and is not getting in trouble. And I know that there's been a lot of the same repetition and same people repeating the same thing. How can you suspend an owner, or how can you get an owner in trouble and everything? There's multiple different things that you could do. You could you could relieve them of their duties as ownership for so many games. You can make it to where they lose out on draft picks, they lose a playoff spot, they are suspended from making the playoffs, like what they did with Jim Tressel in Ohio State a few years ago. You could do that in the NFL. Roger Goodell has the power to put that in place, and it's got to be voted on by any of the other owners. And there's many different routes that they can pursue, but the fact that they're not pursuing that to charge them with anything or try to get them in trouble, I don't think that Watson should be suspended for an entire season if they're getting off scot-free for literally the exact same thing.
Josh, do you think Watson has merit here to sue the NFL?
I don't know, because the NFL has always been spotty when it comes to handing out suspensions. Remember when they wanted to give Ray Rice 3 games for punching his girlfriend? And then course corrected into a career-ending suspension, essentially.
Yes.
For that. So say what you will, these are 2 different cases. But the NFL's spotty record when it comes to handing out suspensions, when it comes to stuff like this, is very well known. But if the NFL doesn't do anything, basically the NFL is painted in a corner surrounded by Deshaun Watson and then everybody else in the public eye. So the NFL is the reason why we haven't seen anything come out of this yet is because the NFL is thinking very carefully on how to go with this. Because if they suspend Deshaun Watson, he already said he'll sue back if it's a year. But if they don't suspend him for a year, then it's going to look bad in the public eye. And you know how everybody goes with Roger Goodell protecting the shield over everything else. Basically, the NFL is going to have to come down to a certain thing here to where it's either See, I think it's going to be an 8-game suspension, just right down the middle, half the season gone. So be it. But because that's probably the only way both sides come out happy on this side is if Deshaun Watson gets 8-game suspension or maybe 9. That way the NFL is happy that, Deshaun's not going to sue them, because I don't know what kind of can of worms that's going to open up. Or the public eye is going to say, oh, look, they actually do care about, these kinds of allegations and stuff like that, and they took care of it. So it's the ball's in the NFL's court, and what they do with it is up to them, because right now I don't think I've ever seen them trapped like this before.
Now, Josh, they are trapped a little bit more, because I don't know if you were aware of this, but with the new CBA that was agreed upon with the NFLPA and Roger Goodell, who signed it, by the way, it is now in the CBA ruling that Roger Goodell is no longer in charge of handing out suspensions for the NFL for certain things. It is going to a third-party judge, and they are the ones to decide Deshaun Watson's fate. And me and Derek were talking a few episodes back that if Sue Robinson, the person that's in charge of suspending Watson, if she suspends him for 6 games or 8 games, but Roger Goodell wants to do it for a year, and he goes back and tries to reissue a year-long suspension, there could be very big repercussions, and Roger Goodell could lose his job because he is violating the NFL CBA that he agreed on and signed, and then the owners had their signatures on it too. So it's very big. But in the past, like you've had guys like Ben Roethlisberger get actually accused of raping somebody. Deshaun was just accused of sexual assault, which we don't even know if that's true. You had proof that Ben Roethlisberger raped somebody. He only got 4 games for that. You've got guys like Joe Mixon having a video of him punching his girlfriend, or Kareem Hunt kicking a woman, or whatever it may be. Myles Garrett got suspended 6 games for smashing a helmet over somebody's head, which, mind you, could have killed somebody. And I find that more of a merit to be suspended for longer than what it is for his situation. So I think that, what you said, having it split down the middle and doing like 8 or 9 games is going to be better off for everybody else, because there's been far off worse things that have happened in this league that people have got suspended for way less than what Deshaun Watson has done.
Right. And then when you look in it in that situation, you look in the aspect of Watson wanting to sue the NFL if the NFL gets its approval for 1 year. The problem is with that opinion is that the NFL is not the one making the decision. They're the ones that want him to be suspended, but it goes down to the judge. The judge is the one who makes his decision on if he gets suspended at all, if he gets suspended some games, or he gets suspended a whole year or beyond. So really, it's kind of in a situation where if you're Watson, how are you going to sue the NFL when the NFL was not the one that firmly committed to the rule of law that you technically have to stay out of the league for a year? I mean, you could make the argument that, yes, it's about hearsay, about, the NFL punished some of these guys not at all versus, what I did. But then you could also make the argument, like you said, with some of the things that some players have done, and even they have not, they have received even longer or maybe even shorter sentences. The NFL can make that go the opposite direction. My issue is with Watson and doing this. The NFL's got great lawyers. Okay. They may not be able to make a lot of decisions anymore when it comes to suspensions like this, but they got a lot of great lawyers. Okay. They're going to cover their ass in a lot of different ways. And at the end of the day, if this was the NFL's decision to make this a full year and it was only their decision, then I can understand Watson having a little bit more of an appeal in the court of law. But the problem is you're in a court of law already. So the judge is the one that has to make that decision. So you're suing the wrong person because the judge, a official of the law, is the one that is enforcing it. So, at the end of the day, where does that being sued get him? I don't know. If anything, I just think it makes him look even worse in the court of law. Now, honestly, him coming out with this, does that make it seem like to you, Chase, just taking a step back from this for a second, hearing Watson say that, does that make you think he might actually get suspended for 9, 10, 12, maybe a whole season? Because if he didn't feel like he was going to get suspended for that amount, then why would he even say such a thing?
I think that they're just saying that because, like, you know, it's being reported like all over Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, every single social media outlet is saying 1 year. And I think that at this point in time, that's what everybody's believing, including some front office executives in the NFL are even thinking that. And like I said, the guy, what the scout that I had in my class was talking with a lot of like higher ranking officials. He was even talking with Chris Ballard, and he was even saying that the talk around the NFL is minimum of 1 year suspension is what they were talking about. So I think that's why, you know, more or less he's been or like he brought this out, but he's got a valid point. You know, if you've got these guys over here not getting punished for it, like even if it is a third party system, you know, the NFL can still come down and deliver punishments to the owners for what they have done. Okay. This is the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement for players, not the CBA for owners. Okay. So the NFL and Roger Goodell could still dish out punishments for all of these owners that are not getting in trouble. And the fact that he has not done that yet goes to show you something. And it's also going to show you that money can buy anything, which as with as much money as he's getting paid, he can pay for pretty damn good lawyers. But all I'm saying is that you both probably don't know this, but if Deshaun Watson gets suspended for 8 games and he wants to appeal it and try to get less, then that appeal then goes through Roger Goodell, and he can deliver a harsher punishment if he deems it's necessary. So if Watson gets suspended for 6 or 8 games, he better take that 6 or 8 games because there's nothing Roger Goodell could do with that. And I think that, you know, it'd be in his best interest to take those 6 or 8 games.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you on that. I think he should take anything under a year because once it's settled, it's settled, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. All right, let's move into the top 10 quarterbacks. So, Chase, you and I obviously discussed the 2022 quarterback rankings according to league executives, coaches, scouts, and players that were announced a few weeks ago. But today we're going to go ahead and talk about our top 10s, who we think is actually the best. We have this list up here, and Josh, I have this up for you because I know we didn't discuss it while you were here. So this is the top 10 list here. Aaron Rodgers at number 1, Mahomes at 2, Allen 3, Brady 4, Burrow 5, Stafford 6, Herbert 7, Wilson 8, Deshaun Watson at 9, and Dak Prescott at 10.
Josh, you go first with this.
Yeah, you go first, man. Who do you have as your top 10 guys?
Top 10 guys. So are we using this one here, just the entire quarterback?
Just the entire quarterback on this your list that's not on here that you think deserves to be top 10. You go right ahead.
And you can put Watson in this too if you feel like he deserves it. So,
man, I'm the same age as Deshaun Watson. Dang.
No, I said that to Chase the other day. It's like, gosh, I'm older than some of these quarterbacks, and it's like, my God.
And they're making
they're making more money in a year than I'll probably end up making in my lifetime.
Yeah, seriously.
Before I get to my list, I just want to say, why is Joe Burrow behind Tom Brady?
Listen, it's the GOAT presence, okay? It's his persona, okay? It's how it always is.
Homeboy left his kids with his wife. Come on, man. That's some D-class level crap.
Oh, right, whatever. What man doesn't leave his kids with his wife?
Now, where is the GOAT, Zach Wilson, on this?
Oh, my God. No, not it's the dog, okay? He's got the dog in it.
Dog. Gotta get it. All right. Top 10 quarterback list.
Zach Wilson, number 1.
I got the dog. He's going to unlock that ultra instinct, man.
Oh, my gosh.
right, but in all seriousness now, top 10 quarterbacks list. See, at number 10, I think I'm going to agree with ESPN here with Dak Prescott at number 10, just because he is the cornerstone of that Cowboys team. Even though his stats have been like this in the past couple of years, he still has that, like, I'm going to lead this team through the storm, like, mentality. Number
Only
9,
one playoff win in 4 years, though, Josh. Like, come on.
Yeah. But you know what, though? He's still necessary for the Cowboys to win, though. If he's not on there, man, they're losing.
Right. That's true.
And the only reason he's on this list right here is because he's in the NFC East.
True.
There you go. That's it. The easiest division in football.
Yeah.
Number 9.
Number 9. I'm actually going to move him up here pretty high up here. I'm going to put Matt Ryan at number 9.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. Hot take.
Oh, good old reliable Matt Ryan, baby. He's under
all right.
Under management with actual support around him and not just Calvin Ridley. And what was his face? They just drafted him last year.
Michael Pittman.
No.
You talk about Alec Pierce?
Tight end that was taken.
Oh, Pitts.
Pitts, yes.
Yeah, Pitts.
Pitts. Dude, he only had 2 weapons, and they barely classified as weapons. Like, I'm pretty sure.
Well, Ridley he only had for half a year, and Pitts was a rookie, so.
Yeah, that's true.
He also didn't have a defense or an O-line either, so.
Or running back.
Or running back.
Or head coach.
By the entire team has lifted Matt Ryan to number 9, in my opinion.
All
number
right.
8.
I got you.
Number 8, I'm going to actually just put Russell Wilson right there. Like,
okay.
Sure, he's rushed. You got to let him cook. And he's in. I don't know how the Broncos, like, they drastically improve without having Locke there anymore. But Russell Wilson, he's still got it. But let's just see how much he has it. Because, Broncos Nation, let's get it. Or whatever the heck he said. What was it?
Let's ride.
Let's ride, baby. Let's ride. Broncos Nation, let's ride. Yeah. Let's see. Next up, number 7. I'm actually going to stick with ESPN here and just say Justin Herbert. I mean, he's at the precipice of becoming great.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm surprised. This is coming from the Chargers, who barely gave Phillip Rivers anything when he was there. Now that they see they have potential with Justin Herbert, I think that he's going to do wildly good this year. Wildly good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Number 6, this is going to surprise you, but I got Derrick Carr at number 6. He's finally.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
This is
Homie, you are tripping.
Dude,
you are tripping, Josh.
Oh, my gosh.
This is why we have him on the show, okay, people?
Okay.
All right.
You got to do a little
I want to hear this one.
See, Derek Carr, throughout his entire time in Vegas, just could not get over that hump. Now that he has a true blue number 1 wide receiver in Devontae Adams, it's going to unlock his entire offense for him.
He had that in Amari Cooper when he was there.
Amari Cooper's not the same as Devontae Adams. Don't compare the two.
I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying when Amari came into the league, he was his number 1 weapon.
Yeah, and he was good. He was really good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Derek Carr just has it. He's prepared to win. Syndrome is ready to win, my guy.
All right. Number 5. Go ahead.
Number 5. I'm actually going to stick with what I said and say Tom Brady at number 5.
Okay.
Just for the GOAT boat status there. I'm telling you right now, I think I'd be more infuriated right now if we were talking about linebackers more with those Madden ratings. Don't get me started on those linebacker ratings. I'll get to that in a second here. But Tom Brady at number 5 because, dude, he's fading. The only reason he's up there is just because he's Tom Brady. He somehow finds a way to just freaking win. And it pisses me off so much. It's stupid anymore. Look at that. He's 44 years old.
Retire and stay retired.
At number
I
4,
know, right?
ready for this? At number 4, I have regular season Rodgers.
Okay.
Cannot get over the hump in playoffs. He's regular season Rodgers. Who the hell does he have as weapons anymore? Sure, you can say that they got what's his face from South
Christian
Dakota
Watson.
State. Christian Watson. Nah, fam. He's not Devontae Adams. You can probably get him to be Devontae Adams light. Not going to happen. Regular season Rodgers all the way. He's going to get you to 12 wins and then totally just blow it out of his ass in the playoffs like he always does. Hopefully he can use some crystal magic or whatever the hell he uses, and finally gets into the playoffs and gets a Super Bowl. Number 3. I got Patrick Mahomes at number 3.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Mahomes at 3?
Wow.
Mahomes.
All right.
And I'm
just
I want to hear your number 2 and number 1. I'm honestly curious to hear your number 1 is.
Holy shit. Okay. I
want to hear your number 2 because if I know who your number 2 is, I know who your number 1 is.
Number 2 is Joe Burrow.
Oh, so you got Josh Allen as number 1?
Yep, Josh Allen's number 1 quarterback.
Wow.
Okay. Listen. Josh, that's not far-fetched, okay? There are some people that would say Josh Allen is number 1 in the NFL at the moment, but that's stretching it a little bit. But I could see the argument.
I can see it too, but Mahomes has done so much more, and you saw it in that game with the Chiefs and Bills. He led his team down in 13 seconds. And
I don't know if you can give Mahomes credit for that. I think Mahomes can give the Bills defense credit for fumbling the worst ending of a game that I've ever seen in my life.
You can say that, but then the next
Mahomes did nothing in those last 13 seconds that made you go, wow.
Oh, okay,
Patrick
Derek,
Mahomes.
but then they had overtime. When they got the ball back in overtime, he led them down the field all the way down and scored.
I can give you that. I can give you that one, but I'm just saying the 13-second crap, that was not Mahomes. That was Tyreek Hill being absolutely amazing and the Bills defense collapsing. That's what that was.
But you're also talking about a guy that we've seen win Super Bowl MVP, league MVP, go to 2 Super Bowls, so many conference championships in the past few years, and do things that we have not seen quarterbacks do over the past 5 years.
Did you just describe?
Okay, so Josh had at number 10, he had I think he said he had Dak there. Right?
He did.
And number 9, who did you say you had?
Matt Ryan.
Okay, number 8, he had Russell Wilson. Number 7, Justin Herbert. Number 6, you said you had Derrick Carr. So that means you left Matt Stafford off this list, which is quite the shocker. But number 5, you had Tom Brady. Number 4, you had Aaron Rodgers. Number 3, you had Joe Burrow. Or Patrick Mahomes. And then number 2, you had Joe Burrow. And then number 1, you had Josh Allen. Okay.
Yep.
That's crazy to think you had Joe Burrow at number 2, but I dig it. I dig it.
I get it.
And then I'll let Chase go after. For my number 10, I have Derrick Carr at number 10. I think he's just ahead of Dak Prescott because I think he's more consistent. And, I know that neither one of these guys have been great in the playoff spectrum, but I've seen Derrick Carr have higher highs and more consistent highs than.
But Dak's also had a better team than Derrick Carr has too. So
yeah, you could argue that as well. Number 9, I'll probably stick with Deshaun Watson at this point. That I probably agree with that. It just depends on how whether or not he plays this year, that we're going to figure out how good he actually is still. Number 8, I'll stick with Russell Wilson. That makes sense. Justin Herbert at 7, I'll keep it at that. Stafford, I agree with 6. Brady, I'm going to have at 5 as well. Same thing that Josh did. I don't think Brady deserves to be in the top 4. And then Joe Burrow is going to be my number 4. I have mad love for Joe Burrow and what he's been able to do. I mean, with that terrible passing offensive line that he had last year, still doing things that we've very rarely seen quarterbacks do, especially coming after having his knee completely torn up the last season. Number 3, what's up?
Kind of reminds me of that early years of Andrew Luck right there.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Somehow carrying his team.
Yep, absolutely right. Although in retrospect, Joe Burrow had a much better defense this year than Andrew Luck ever had. That's the truth.
18.
Yeah. Number 3, that would be Aaron Rodgers. I think you have to take into account the utter collapse that we saw in the playoffs last year. Number 2 is going to be Josh Allen. Number 1 is Patrick Mahomes. So sorry, Josh, I can't keep Patrick Mahomes out of the top 2. It's just Patrick Mahomes is just too talented to not keep in the top 2. I mean, I get what you're saying with Josh Allen. That's why he's my number 2. I think Josh Allen is getting better and better every year, and he definitely can contend for that number 1 spot. But Mahomes is he's the superstar of the league. All right, Chase, go ahead. Give us your top 10.
Number 10, I'm going to go ahead and go with the same. I'm going to go with Derrick Carr. Derrick Carr has been on a whole new level, or a whole different level than Dak Prescott has. I mean, Dak has all of his weapons. He had Amari Cooper, CD Lamb, Michael Gallup, Zeke Elliott, and a good offensive line. Still could not win a playoff game. And, he's putting up good numbers. Yes, I get that. But, Derrick Carr is the only quarterback in the league that has had consistently 4,000 passing yards over the past 4 years and has really had nobody to show for it on his offensive side of the ball. So, the fact that he's able to do that and was able to take his team into the playoffs is, nothing short of spectacular. So I'm going to go with him at number 10. Number 9, it's tough, but, I'm going to go ahead and put Deshaun at 9 just because, when he played, he was a top 5 quarterback in the league. And I think that, he still has that capability and that, status of doing that. But we got to see him play first. If he plays like he did when he was playing, he'll easily shoot up into the top 5. No question about it. I mean, he's just that talented, that good. I think my 8 spot will go to Justin Herbert. My number 7 spot will go to Joe Burrow. My number 6 spot will go to Russell Wilson, or actually I'll flip-flop that. I'll put Joe Burrow at 6, Russell Wilson at 7. I think that Russell Wilson is still better than what people are giving him credit for and what people are saying. Like you're talking about a guy who has been dominant with the Seattle Seahawks over the past 6 to 7 years, and he's been partly the sole reason that he's carried his team into the playoffs and has won several playoff games over the past couple of years because of that man. And his play, his athleticism, having a much better offensive line, good defense, and then also having some weapons to throw to, I think he's going to show everybody why he still is good. Am I at 5 or 6 now?
I think you said 6 was a Russell, so you have 5 now.
5, I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford. Or actually, no, 5 I'll go with with Tom Brady as well, because I think that he is falling off. I think he's starting to get carried by his defenses. Yes, his numbers are still he's still producing, but it's not at the level of what he was producing with when he was with New England or maybe his first year in Tampa. At 4, I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford. This is a guy that with Detroit has put up consistently 4,000 yards, and he even had a 5,000 yard season at one point in his career with Detroit. And he carried that team into the playoffs when they had a decent enough team to make it there. Everybody wants to sit there and say he was carried to this Super Bowl because of the Rams defense and what they had. It's just, this goes to show you what happens when you put a good quarterback on a already built team, and the results had to show for it, So I think that, he's getting massively disrespected across the league, and, he has shown time and time again that he's good on Detroit. So I think that Josh Allen is good at 3. Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to put Rodgers at 2 and Mahomes at 3. You can get that argument for Josh Allen at 2, and I will not be upset with that at all. Like, if on this list they put Josh Allen at 2 and Rodgers at 3, I would not be upset. But Rodgers has had back-to-back MVP seasons. He has carried his team to the playoffs countless times. Without him, that Packers team is a bottom 16 team in the league and will not win that many games. He has not had a number 2 wide receiver the past couple years. Going back to his Super Bowl days, he had a top 10 defense, but he also had Donald Driver, he had James Jones, he had Greg Jennings. He was only working with Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones. Those were the only 2 guys that he really was working with. Robert Tonyan was non-existent last year because of the injury. So, you can sit here and say that, but I'm going to put Rodgers at 2 and Mahomes. He's just too good to leave out from the number 1 spot. He's too talented. He's been proven, and I think that until somebody dethrones him and takes that title, I think Josh Allen has the potential to do it. But right now, I got Mahomes at my number 1 spot.
All right. I got you. All right. So you guys just heard our top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. Let's go now to some Madden
Notice how nobody
ratings.
said Lamar Jackson. Notice that.
Sorry, we don't talk about running backs in a quarterback list.
Oh, throw-in shots. Listen, you know what? Hey, don't say that. Lamar Jackson will get mad at you on Twitter and he'll threaten to beat you up, Josh.
Sorry, I'll just run 100 yards down the field. He won't be able to catch me. Oh wait, no, that's
or won't be able to throw anything at you, basically.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're so savage. Okay. And we're gonna be actually speaking about Lamar Jackson here very shortly. So we'll see what happens. But let's get into some Madden ratings here real quick.
Oh boy.
Josh has been waiting for this. All right. So Madden ratings just came out. I think it was, basically some of them got leaked here very shortly today. Looking at the top 10 Madden ratings on the new game, Devontae Adams, number 1 with a 99 overall. Same with Myles Garrett at number 2. Cooper Kupp at number 3 with a 98 overall. Travis Kelce at 4 with a 98. George Kittle at 5 with a 97. Tyreek Hill at 6 with a 97. DeAndre Hopkins at 7 with a 96. TJ Watt at 8 with 96. And Stephon Diggs at 9 with a 95. And Fred Warner at number 10 with a 94 overall. So before we get into the debate of yelling at what ratings were good and what ratings were bad, Chase, why don't you just go ahead and just be just kind of share with me your overall thoughts on a few of these rankings that caught your eye.
Oh, I think that the TJ Watt and Myles Garrett Madden rankings have a lot of people upset. I'm not being biased when I say this at all, but Myles Garrett is better than TJ Watt, and you can't change my mind on that because, with more stuff that Myles has had to endure with, doing everything by himself on that defensive line, getting double and triple teamed more often, and, the fact that like I said, he's doing it all by himself. And like I said, there has been times I have seen TJ Watt be left unblocked going after defenders. And it's the same team that Myles played. It was the Ravens. That's one of the teams. He was left unblocked going after Lamar while Myles was triple teamed on the other side. That just goes to show you who they fear more, but it also goes to show you that with that defensive line that they have help with on the Steelers, with an 5-time All-Pro and Pro Bowler defensive tackle in Cam Hayward, and then Alex Highsmith on the other side, they've got more to work with. So it's more spread out. And not to mention, who do we really have as our defensive tackles? We had nobody as our defensive tackles, and we had Jadeveon Clowney on the opposite end. Clowney is nowhere near the skill set of TJ Watt and nowhere near the skill set of Myles Garrett. So you can do a one-on-one with Jadeveon and triple team Myles Garrett, and then you pretty much got our defensive line blocked up. So, yes, I think that 99 is a deserving factor. Now, do I think TJ deserves a higher ranking? I think he deserves a 97 or 98. But my thing that pissed me off is, how is Cooper Kupp not a 99? Okay, this man has a Triple Crown award with the most yards, most receptions, most TDs, a Super Bowl MVP, pretty much carried his team to a Super Bowl win, and you give him a 98. Like, what more does he have to do to prove that he's a 99?
I think it's fair in the sense that, like, he's the second overall wide receiver in the whole game. I mean, even ahead of guys like Tyreek Hill and DeAndre Hopkins and Stephon Diggs, who all are more athletic than Cooper Kupp, are bigger, stronger than Cooper Kupp. I think just ultimately what puts Cooper Kupp at a 98, and I think it's fair, is the fact that, Cooper Kupp, it's not the stats that have done it. It's just the fact that, the player specifically that he is. He's very short, very small. He's just a very smart receiver, and how he gets open, and he has good route running. So ultimately,
yes, but the production
he is
shows
the third
for
best
itself.
player in the game. He's the third best player in the whole game.
But the production shows for itself. Like, Devontae did not win a Super Bowl. He did not win Super Bowl MVP. He did not lead the league in yards, did not lead the league in touchdowns, did not lead the league in receptions. And yet he still got a 99 over
I understand,
Cooper Kupp.
but if you any person in the world outside of maybe a Rams fan would tell you that if you had one catch to save your life and you wanted to give either Devontae Adams or Cooper Kupp the chance to catch it, Devontae Adams is the one to do it. Because
I'm not disagreeing with you, but what I'm saying is
that elite.
What I'm saying is the fact that people are not putting Cooper Kupp in their top 5 is irritating as hell.
I understand that.
Why the heck is Hopkins so high when he just missed the entire season last year? Like, he was not.
I agree. I agree completely. DeAndre missed a lot of time last year, and I thought his ranking was too high.
Kamala Harris than Hopkins, and I don't think I've ever seen her before.
The other thing that is irritating is, why the hell is Darius Leonard a 90?
Oh, bro, I was saying the same thing, bro. Dude, the best linebacker in the NFL, and Madden still puts him only at a 90.
Keep talking.
It's ridiculous, and especially since I saw the comparison. They were saying, like, he has the 7th highest tackle rating in the entire for the linebacker group. I'm like, how? Like, this guy forces more turnovers than anyone else in the league when it comes to any defender. And yet somehow, some way, he continues to get overshadowed by Fred Warner, which I don't understand how. Fred Warner does not do anything better than Darius Leonard. He does absolutely nothing. Josh, take that thing off. Josh, why? Why are we doing this?
Why not? Josh, what's your opinions on some of these? Like, what do you think about some of these
what
rankings?
Stood out to you?
What did Fred Warner do? He got outclassed by Darius Leonard in that game last year.
I'm trying to think of the same thing, bro. I'm trying.
What about EA that they hate about Indianapolis?
What did they do? What did JT do that made them drop him all the way down?
Yeah, what was he, like, the 4th or 5th best running back in the game?
My anger. I was too mad. Like,
91, bro. 91.
After he led the league in rushing, when you got Derrick Henry, who's coming up on 75 years in the NFL, you kidding me, dude? He's a 75-year-old guy. He's fading.
Who did they? Yeah, I want to see.
They had Nick Chubb at 1 with the 98.
Keep going. Nick
Chubb at 1 with a 98. So here's the rankings.
Yeah.
98 for Nick Chubb. Derrick Henry's at 97. Dalvin Cook's at 94. Christian McCaffrey at 93. Zeke Elliott at 92. And Jonathan Taylor is
Why
91.
is Zeke ahead of JT? Why? Zeke has not been relevant for 4 years.
Why
He's
the
not
hell
been relevant for 4 years. He's not even the number one running back on the Dallas Cowboys.
Shut up. Everybody shut the fuck up right now. Why the hell is fucking McCaffrey and fucking Dalvin Cook in front of Jonathan fucking Taylor? He just got over 1,000 yards dude, I'm telling you right now, Christian McCaffrey's made of fucking glass. It doesn't make sense. Dude,
what's your thoughts on the first two guys, Josh? Like having Chubb at a 98 and Henry at a 97.
It should have been Taylor, Chubb at 99, both of them, and then Derrick Henry at an 85. Dude, he's fading, man. You get one good stiff arm on a Bills player. Next thing you know, you're God's gift to earth of football. That doesn't
look. Okay, Jonathan Taylor and I think Jonathan Taylor should have been a 97. Chubb should have been a 96. Same with Derrick Henry. And then Dalvin Cook should have been a 94. CMC, I can keep it a 93. And then at the end of the day, Zeke could have been a 90. There's no reason Zeke should be a 92. You don't think
that JT should have been a 99 and Chubb should have been a 98 or 97?
Well, no, I don't think Jonathan Taylor should have been a 99. I'm not suggesting that, but I'm saying that why on earth, in what grainer world did anyone think that Zeke was better than Jonathan Taylor? Even if you're looking at it from a video game standpoint, how? Like, Jonathan Taylor's faster. Jonathan Taylor's stronger. Jonathan Taylor's got better vision. Jonathan Taylor can catch out of the backfield better. Like, there is nothing Zeke does that is better than what Jonathan Taylor can do. Nothing.
Maybe rookie year Zeke, but
rookie year Zeke. I agree with you, but like, he's not even the number one running back on his team anymore. Tony Pollard is better than him now.
Josh, I like the blue light now.
Yeah, I like that blue light. It goes well with the background.
I want to push aside one of the topics that we had, and I want to give Josh's take. Okay, Josh, last week we did our top 10 running backs list. I want to hear your top 10 starting at number 10. Go.
Number 10 running back.
No, let him start from number 1 because that makes it easier to figure that out.
What was your guys'? You give me yours real quick.
Okay, so mine was Jonathan Taylor at 1, Nick Chubb at 2, like 1A, 1B. You could have Chubb at 1, Jonathan Taylor at 2, and I would not be upset. Derek said the same thing. Then we had Henry at 3. I had Cook at 4. I had Mixon at 5. I had CMC at 6, even with his injuries. I still think that he's just that talented and that good. 7, who did I have at 7? Kamara, I think. 8, I had Aaron Jones, who
you had Najee Harris at 8.
I had Najee Harris at 8 because I wanted to put him at 9 or 10, but like with the production that he had, I cannot not have him there. And then I had Aaron Jones at 9, and then 10, I think I said Josh Jacobs. I think, but I'm not sure.
Let me
my 9 and 10, I don't remember who I had. Like, I know I had Aaron Jones there. I think he was at 10, but I don't know who I had at 9. Saquon Barkley I had at 9.
Yeah.
And then Aaron Jones at 10. So there we go. That was my 10. Derek's top 5 is pretty much the same, except
my top 5 was the same as his.
All right, you want to know mine?
Yeah, sure.
Number 10, Lamar Jackson. Number 10, Lamar Jackson. Number 9, I'm gonna go with Josh Jacobs right there at number 9.
Okay,
that is not a bold take. I wouldn't disagree with you on that.
This is real blue light talk right now.
Yeah.
So I got, like I said, Lamar Jackson at 10. Number 9 is Josh Jacobs. Number 8, I'm going to put Kamara there just because I just feel like he's there. But, with all the new weapons the Saints have right now and with his allegations of assault going on right now.
And with him not
he might get suspended still. So,
yeah. And number 7, I got Debo Samuel.
He's a wide receiver, Josh.
He's a wide receiver, technically, Josh. We can't put him there.
All right, no, I'm joking. Number 7, I got Saquon Barkley right there at 7.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he has some. All right, no, scratch that. Switch him out. Number 9, Saquon Barkley. Number 7 is Josh Jacobs.
Okay. Damn, Josh Jacobs at 7. My God, dude.
Number 6. I'm like running it through right now. Number 6. I put God, what was his name?
You still had CMC, you had Dalvin Cook, you had Aaron Jones, you had Joe Mixon.
Yeah, number 6. I'm going to put Aaron Jones at number 6. He's a good back, but he's mostly been used as a wide receiver option for Aaron Rodgers. Number 5, I'm going to put CMC right there.
Okay.
Like you guys said, the injuries and all that. It is what it is. Number 4, I'm going to put Dalvin Cook at number 4.
Very smart.
Number 3, I'm going to put Joe Mixon right there at number 3. Number 2, Nick Chubb. Number 1, Jonathan Taylor.
Wait, you ain't got Derrick Henry in your top 10, bro.
Who?
Wow.
Who?
He's got, I mean, you know, to be honest, though, like we were talking last week, Josh, and we agreed that, you know, Derrick Henry is a product of being a run-heavy team and being in a division where you've got to play the Jacksonville Jaguars and Houston Texans twice a year, where they've got the 2 worst defenses in the NFL, or at least a bottom 10 team in the defensive category. And of course, you're gonna get 200 yards plus with playing those 2 teams twice a year. So
what, Chase? Do we have more time, or do you got to go to your movie?
We got about 10, maybe 15 more minutes. So
okay, all right. Well, let's punch this last topic out.
Madden linebackers right now.
Wait, what's up with the linebackers?
We're going to talk about this.
We're talking about linebackers. Okay.
Darius Leonard should not be a 90. I want to just get this off my chest one more time before I move on. What the hell? I mean, come on, man.
I love that. For one, I love the fact that Khalil Mack is considered a right outside linebacker in the game, which is funny. He's a 92. Just the sheer fact that I just don't understand how there's certain guys that you put above him. I just don't get it.
I don't get it.
Try to find all the rest of these. Hold on. Left outside linebacker. Let's add those together so I can see everything. Yeah, Fred Warner being the number 1 is completely ridiculous. And the funny part is the fact that that Chandler Jones has the same rating as Darius Leonard too. That's what's funny, because Chandler Jones is not a linebacker. He's a freaking edge rusher. He's a freaking defensive end.
Yeah, he is.
I feel
I get arguments for Levante David being ahead. I get arguments for some of these other guys, but why Demario Davis is up there, why freaking Fred Warner is up there so high, I have no idea. The stats never back it up.
Why is Micah Parsons that low?
Micah Parsons at an 88. I think it's just because it was his first season. Obviously was phenomenal at rushing the passer, but some of the other things in pass coverage and whatnot, he wasn't spectacular. I think that it's because of Madden's hidden secret that they do not like to move rookies up that much.
Ask you this: why is Bobby Wagner number 4?
Yeah, why Bobby Wagner with a 91 overall? I like Bobby Wagner. I think he's a great player, but he is not as good as Darius Leonard is right now. He's on the back end of his career.
Why is Jamar Chase an 87?
Why do you think he should be higher?
He should be at least a 90.
Yeah, I honestly think he should have been a 90.
Yeah.
Josh,
but,
your opinion? You think
again,
so?
The EA statistics of this is crap. So yeah, I don't know how to feel about those.
All right.
I think that'll do it for this one. We'll probably save the other topics for another time. We did get some good conversations in though. Josh with his hot takes several times over. That's why we have him on the show, folks. It's never a dull session when Josh is on.
I don't eat hot cakes from McDonald's. I eat hot takes.
Your witty banter, I love it.
I can't. Folks, can I be honest with you, folks? If there's one thing in this, there's two things in this world that I wish that I could have that I don't have that I wish I could. One, my brother's luck when it comes to fantasy football. And second, Josh's wittiness. Like just his ability to take things on a dime and just go with it in any direction he wants to. It's like a gift. And I can't do that. I wish I could, but he's just a god at that.
I can do it.
Check this out, Derek. I can turn my shoulders on and off.
That's
all right. So that'll do it for the Chasing Larger Sports Stories podcast with our guest host, Josh. Hopefully we can get him in here next week when we do our next video. Josh, when are you free to do this again?
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. All right.
Got to wait a whole week?
Well,
dang, man.
Okay, I'll drop by every now and again. I'll let you guys.
We're holding you to that.
All right. So I will be back here on Sunday. Looking forward to chatting again with my buddy Derek. We'll see Josh in here next Tuesday. And this is Chase signing off. Derek, you go ahead and take it from there.
All right. Sounds good. Hey, thank you everybody for tuning in. Hope you all have a great week. Football season is almost here. Not much longer. So that'll do it for this one, guys. Have a safe night.